Good morning, students. How are you? After a gap, we have met again. Dear students, I hope you are benefited or you are getting benefits by the doubt clearing classes, and you all are attending those classes. And actually, that is the only way out to know whether you are viewing the videos and doing the assignments or not. And at the same time, the teachers would understand whether you are understanding the things which are taught to you in those online classes through the videos. Since we do not have the live classes, this is the only way out to know you people in a better way. And you are also free to ask your queries. But it has been found that there are some students only who are getting the benefits of these outcome revision sessions, because some of the students are not even attending the classes, and some are not keeping their queries and doubts in those classes. Anyway, students, everyone should take part in these kind of sessions. Everyone should attend these meetings. Everyone should join these doubt classes so that it will be beneficial for you as well as the teachers. For teachers, it is beneficial because the teachers are working hard a lot on you by preparing the videos and even sending you the links to join the classes. And the teachers are also taking preparations, because those teachers are taking your doubt clearing come revision classes, who may not be sending you the videos. Some other teacher is sending, but at the same time the teachers are consulting each other in order to know what has been taught to you by those teachers, and then we are with you in those classes to clear your doubts. Anyway, students, welcome to today's class. In the last few classes, we are knowing about verbs in an elaborated way, various kinds of verbs, and in that we have done regular and irregular verbs. We have done modals like auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliary and secondary auxiliary verbs, and we have also talked about some prefixes and suffixes. All the prefixes and suffixes we will do in another class. So today, dear children, you might be knowing this because in previous classes you have done this. There are two kinds of verbs, that is transitive and intransitive verbs. We will know about them one by one. So as it is written on the board, that transitive verb requires object to clear the meaning of the sentence, like he likes cakes. Here, liking could be for many things. So many options could be there. But since cakes are nouns, it's a noun, so generally the objects are nouns or pronouns, and the word cake as an object, as a noun, is placed just after the verb likes. So the cakes will be object here, and it will be clear. Suppose if we only directly say he likes, immediately a question will arise in our mind that he likes what. So whenever this what and whom arises, we will know that it is a transitive verb. And an intransitive verb, we will know about intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs don't require the object to clear the meaning. A sentence completes the meaning with a verb only. Here there is an example that the bird flies. Here the sentence ends with the verb flies, and the sentence clears its meaning also with a verb only, that is flies. We do not require to know whether the birds are flying in the sky or not. So if we simply say the bird flies, we will know the sentence, we will understand the sentence very well. So dear students, in your book, grammar book, the grammar way, it is grammar way, Transitive and intransitive verbs are given on page number 23. And if you go through, there are the things are being told, or the explanation has been done in a very simple way. If you could see this, whatever the sentences, whatever the rules are written in the book, that you can read at home also. I have prepared certain notes for you. I would like that you should listen to those notes, although I'll send the PDF also, so that you can see and hear it more than one time to understand it better. So a verb can be described as transitive or intransitive based on whether it requires an object to express a complete thought or not. A transitive verb is one that only makes sense if it exerts its action in an object. An intransitive verb will make sense without one. Now we'll know more about transitive verbs. Transitive verbs require an object to complete the meaning. That we have already learnt just now. See the examples. I bought an umbrella. She wrote a letter. If we will simply say that I bought or she wrote, that there will be a confusion in our mind that what has been bought and what has been written. If we say I bought, the option could be many things, but here it is given an umbrella. So an umbrella will be an object, and that is a noun also. So the sentence will be considered as transitive verb. Similarly, she wrote a letter. Here a letter is again an object, a noun, and it is written just after the verb wrote. So again this sentence will also be considered as transitive verb. If we don't take the objects an umbrella and a letter in the above sentences, and the sentences with verbs, that is bought and wrote, the sentences will be incomplete, because there could be more than one option for bought and wrote. Just now I told that a person can buy many things, or a person can write anything, whether it is a letter or an article or a book or a story or a poem, anything. Like I bought an umbrella, I bought a car, I bought a pen. Many options could be there. So all these will be considered as object, and which are directly connected, directly added to the verb. So this will be the direct objects, and this will be considered as transitive verbs. Similarly, with the sentences below, the same points are followed. Reena likes. If we simply say Reena likes, Sumit invited, I cut, the man stole. In all the four sentences, there is always a confusion that Reena likes what, Sumit invited whom, I cut what, the man stole what. So in the bracket, for your convenience, I have given more than one options. Like Reena might like chocolates, ice creams, cakes, many other things. So anything could be, we could fit anything here in this sentence. Reena likes chocolates, or Reena likes ice creams, or Reena likes cakes. Similarly, Sumit invited, Sumit can invite anybody. So the options are again given in the bracket: his boss, his friends, his relatives, etc. Anything could be fit here. Like there could be more than one option here. Similarly, I cut my finger. Suppose by mistake you made a mistake and you have cut your finger. Or I cut the cake. I cut vegetables. I cut fruits. Although we chop vegetables, but sometimes we cut also. The man stole. A man can steal many things, like a bike or a car or a bicycle or purse, many things. So we have seen that transitive verbs need an object after them. The object receives the action of the verb. Okay, then whatever the action word is written, to make it, to tell the sense of that particular word, we have to use an object. Transitive verbs always ask what or whom. As we have seen in the previous sentences, Reena likes what, Sumit invited whom. So in a transitive verb, two kind of questions are asked, that is what or whom. Like, what did you buy? I bought a car. Whom did she invite? She invited her friends. Here, so transitive verb asks what or whom. Now we will know about intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs cannot have a direct object after them. An intransitive verb does not pass the action to an object. Like, he arrived, the baby smiled. So if we simply say he arrived, the sentence gives sense. We need not ask when or where, like that we don't, because we have understood that these kind of words do not talk about the objects. The objects only speaks about what or whom. Similarly, the baby smiled. Babies are smiling. So here we do not need an object to complete the sentence. So these two sentences are complete by their meaning also. An intransitive verb expresses an action that is complete in itself and it does not need an object to receive the action. In the above two sentences, we do not need an object to make the sense clear, as we don't arrive, isn't it? As we don't arrive something or smile something. Like, after arrive or after smile, we do not require any object. Like, we do not need to know after these two verbs. In the following sentences, we don't consider the words used after the verb as object. As the sentences are, the apple fell from the tree. The boys play in the playground. So, in the above sentences, from the tree and in the playground are not objects but adverbial phrases, which means they act like an adverb and tell the place of the action done. Examples of intransitive verbs are: the baby cries a lot, the rain fell heavily, we sat on the bench, his grandfather died last year. Suppose if we speak these sentences this way, the baby cries, or the rain fell, or we sat, his grandfather died, then also these sentences have sense. We do not require to use a lot, heavily, on the bench, or last year. Sometimes the words which are used after the verb in a sentence may not be a noun or a pronoun. So they can't be objects and therefore the verb is intransitive. So the object which will be used in a sentence when the object is necessary to make the sense clear, then the object must be a noun or a pronoun. If the words used after a verb are not a noun or a pronoun but a verb or adjective or preposition or any other part of speech, then those words will be not considered as object and the sentence will be intransitive. The sentence will have an intransitive verb. Intransitive verbs can be followed by a prepositional phrase or an adverb to add to the thought being expressed, but they can never be followed by a noun which would act as the object of the sentence. Understood, students? Like, Ravi performed on the stage. If it is this sentence can't be called a transitive verb, or she jumped from the tree, because the stage or the tree are connected with the verbs performed and jumped with preposition. So these will be on the stage and from the tree will be prepositional phrase, and this will not come under the rules used for transitive verbs. So even if the word stage or the tree, these two are objects or nouns, but they are joined with prepositions, so these will not be considered as objects, and they will be called prepositional phrase. So dear students, as a whole, we came to know that a transitive verb requires an object in the form of a noun or pronoun to complete its meaning, and an intransitive verb does not require an object to complete its meaning. The sentence may end with the verb, adjective, or adverb. Dear students, you can have this chapter in your grammar book, Grammar Way, on page number 23. You can see that there are two sentences given here. Neha sings a song and Jane reads a book. As it is written in the first sentence, the object is song, and in the second sentence, the object is book. In each sentence, the action denoted by the verb passes over from the doer. Dear students, I would like to repeat the sentences again. Here two sentences are given, that is Neha sings a song and Jane reads a book. In the first sentence, the object is song, and in the second sentence, the object is book. Each sentence, the action denoted by the verb passes over from the doer to the object. These two verbs, sings and reads, are therefore transitive verbs. Transitive verbs are verbs that pass on the actions from the doer to the object. That we know that the subject, that is a doer, and the object has a connection with the verb in a transitive verb. In the case of a transitive verb, which will go with the sentence. These two verbs, as we have understood in the first two sentences, are the transitive verb, because here in both the cases, the first sentence about the song, and in the second sentence book is connected to the doer, that Neha sings a song. It is about Neha who sings a song, and it is about Jane, the subject, the doer, who reads a book. Now Veera walks. Here walks is an intransitive verb, as there is no object after walks. The verb is not followed by an object, as we have learnt a few minutes ago, that if a sentence ends with a verb by fulfilling the sense of it, then and no object is required, then that particular sentence is known as intransitive verb. If we say Veera walks to school, because after walks only we can write to school, to market, to mall, many other things, but the object will be connected to the verbs with the preposition, that is to. Walks is an intransitive verb, and to school is a prepositional phrase. There is no object to receive the action of the verb. Okay. So here, as school is there after the verb walks, but with the help of the preposition to, so to school will be not called as object, but it will be called as the prepositional phrase. If we talk about the children laugh, so if we say the children laugh, we do not require another object to clear the meaning of this sentence. So if we end the sentence, if we put the full stop after laugh and say the children laugh, then also the sentence gives sense. So here laugh is an intransitive verb, as there is no object, and each sentence the action denoted by the verb does not pass over to an object. The verb walks and laugh are therefore intransitive verb. So dear students, I hope you have understood the topic which we have done today, and whatever the rules and whatever the features I have told you about transitive and intransitive, I think those will be enough for you to differentiate between transitive and intransitive verb. Dear students, transitive and intransitive verbs are very, very important in English grammar. So you should know the things, the points, the necessary points and the rules of these two verbs very seriously. And as you are also noticing, sometimes our message box is not working. Even if you are sending your queries and we are replying, then also the messages don't reach to you. So please, we should cooperate each other. In that way, what you will do, you will send your queries if you feel the query is really very big or you are not at all able to understand, through your WhatsApp group, and convey it to your class teacher, whatever the doubt or query you have, and she'll pass it to me. And sometimes when you I don't know, although you are not allowed to chat in the group, but sometimes it has been found that the other students of your class are clearing the doubts. So still we are always there beside you in this difficult time. Anytime you ask any kind of queries through proper channel, will be always there to sort it out. So dear students, today I am going to wind up here. Before ending the video, I would like to give you a very simple homework. You can see on page number 24 of your grammar book, exercise E. Underline the verbs in the sentences and write T for transitive and IT for intransitive verbs. Here the sentences are given, and if you have understood the rules, you have understood the features of both the verbs, it will be very easy for you to do this exercise. Read out the sentences very carefully and think whether it will be a transitive verb or intransitive verb. You will write each sentence in a grammar copy, and then you will underline the verb, and beside that you will write the kind of verb, whether it is transitive or intransitive verbs. So I am going to end here. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Thank you.